Cut for sound. That's Kev over there, and I'm Brian. And it was suggested to me, and I'm gonna take it, that we do a little introduction at the beginning of the episode so people know what the fuck we're talking about.
What or who we are?
A little bit. No, what the show is about, basically. And I'm gonna do that right now. So it's a show about nothing. It's a show.
I was about to say, like,
we just bullshit. We talk about poo-poo and pee-pee and caca and then war stories from our past. And we're just good friends. And we both tattoo. And we got funny, silly little stories from all that shit. And we're going to talk about it on the show. Now, I think the dude who told me enjoys watching the show. But he's like,
what's his initials?
CH. No, shout out Chris Hartman. It's Hartman, not Chris Hartman from Ocean City. Hartman,
the skateboarder.
Yeah. All right. So he's like, I like the show.
He watches it.
He does, and he's like, you guys are funny, and I like it, and blah blah blah.
The man.
And he made a comment like, but for people who, and this is also something stupid ass cuckhead Mark Kohler said to me. And
again.
He said it to me a while ago because he's such a cuck. I was not going to purposely not do that, But yeah, I think Kev. If I could sum up what this show's about in like a few words, I would say like two friends bullshitting and talking about dumb shit that they're interested in and then making jokes about dicks and farts and stuff.
I would say
that
happens for sure. We're definitely two friends that make jokes about dicks and farts and shit turtles.
Pee-pee, poo-poo.
But we don't predetermine anything about this show other than your bullet points you write down 5 minutes before we start.
And 9 times out of 10, it's really not even a bullet point. It's just this dick.
Yeah.
But
you're like the kid in Superbad. He's got the lunchbox.
Oh yeah, no, but he's got a point. But like,
no, it's cool. But I would say we can have an intro that's the same every time. Doesn't have to be necessarily a description of the show or what we're talking about, but an intro for us, just like as the song's playing in the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, wait, here's the thing. How about, hold on a minute. Mm-hmm. I remember in our very first couple episodes, we talked about this. We started a podcast with no name, with no idea.
Yeah.
And what we said was, we're going to figure it out as it goes. And the viewers are going to we're going to unpack it together as a team.
We figured out the name on the first episode.
So
in the middle of
I'm okay with introducing this little like thing where we just make a statement. I mean, look, Kev, as far as I'm concerned, as far as the viewers are concerned, I think they're going to agree with me on this. What if we just lied and said it was about something different every episode? Yeah, we're going to talk about
political fucking worldviews.
And welcome to Cut for Sound, where we talk about things going on in your local community.
Yeah,
every week, right? And then I when I post it on YouTube, I tag it with whatever that topic was, so people, stupid idiots that search that topic up on YouTube, find our video, and then they realize that we're just lying.
You want to know what I want to do?
I want to know what you want.
I want to read the spout off. And just shred the people. I want to spout off about people spouting.
We'll do a segment about people that want to complain.
Yeah.
I like that too.
And complain about them.
You want to know something crazy? I didn't hit the record button on the audio.
For the whole time?
I'm lying. You should see your face right now.
That's insane.
Yeah. That would have been so funny.
Yo, bro. The
surprise poop.
Dude, that killed me.
I had actually had hit me up. I guess she's watching and she's like, the poop, like for real, like because I guess everybody got faked out because we did this disclaimer, like
if you don't want to say it, skip ahead 10 seconds.
Surprise pooped everybody.
Then you surprise pooped, and then
we talking about aliens. We're like, oh, the X-ray. I'll put the X-ray in.
I will put the X-ray in, and you're like, and remember that X-ray I put in? That was actually shit.
Yeah, that was great.
That was really fun.
We fooled them. It was like a poop caper. We robbed them of their dignity.
Yeah.
Nah, but listen, the people that skipped ahead, do we really want them as our audience? No offense, but
I mean, it's not like we have a lot, so losing one or two or whoever, it's not really.
Listen, you think someone's going to stop fucking with us? If they've been watching up to episode 11.
Right. What's this, 12 now?
12. You could call it. You could say 13 if you wanted. But it's actually 12.
You could call it 13.
So that was my first bullet point, actually, was like, got this suggestion about the intro and should we or shouldn't we, or how would we if we did, kind of thing.
We'll think about
I mean,
that.
I do really think maybe even in the description of the video or whatever, like, it's just, we don't have to be honest. This is what I really want to stress, that we could just lie.
Yeah.
We could say, well, what do you want it to be about this week, right? And then just we'll lie.
I'm with that.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I lied to you already. I bet you should try to, at the end of the episode, you should try to guess how many lies I told you.
I don't want you just lying to me the whole fucking episode.
I lied about the audio being, and then I fooled you. I bamboozled you even. One could say.
One would say you pulled the wool over my eyes.
Yeah, it was wool. All right, so I'm gonna keep it moving then.
Okay.
We'll do. And by the way, we're gonna do an episode where Kev does bullet points.
Yeah.
For all those equal rights opportunists out there in the comments.
Yeah. Everybody's been saying
they've been sending in a lot.
I don't get to talk enough, and nothing I say matters,
and they're right. But the problem is,
that's crazy.
Problem is, we don't want to come across that way.
Right.
We want to come, but not across that way.
For PR.
Yeah.
PR. We were talking to PR earlier, and they said we gotta balance it out.
Yeah, we got a team. I don't know if you guys, they don't know, but we do have a team of producers on the show that really come together and make all this possible. And they were saying it really does feel kind of lopsided. So we're gonna address that. Kev's we're gonna even switch seats and everything. But so rolling into the next bullet point, I watched this show called Midnight Gospel. And there's only one season. It's really cool. It's animated.
What the fuck's it about?
I'm going to tell you what the fuck it's about. It's about everything.
Midnight Gospel.
It's on Netflix. It's a cartoon, but it's was on Adult Swim. But it's really Duncan Trussell, his podcast, and his guest. And they just animate shit to it. And they're really, really interesting episodes. And but anyway, the last one, it hit home with me because they have to take a 1 hour or 1.5 hour podcast and distill it down to the best 30 minutes and use that for the episode. And I needed more. So I went. No, I didn't watch it. I listened to it. I actually absorbed it.
Oh, the original podcast. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And when I listened to it, so the guy that was on the episode that got me all interested, he's I guess ceremonial magician, not like stage magic, like manifestation type vibe magic shit.
He can manifest things in front of
I don't know. No, I don't think it works like that. Maybe it can at some point, but I don't know. It's more like occult practices.
It's not magic.
Rituals. They call it magic. They probably spell it with a K. It's old. It's like Kabbalah.
Oh, okay.
Like
ritual.
Hermetic. Yeah. Mysticism. Cool shit.
Mm-hmm.
Cool shit. But anyway, he was talking about stuff. Now, the dude's name, I think, was Damien Eccles. The guest that he had on.
Eccles.
But the stuff he was talking about was resonating with me, hitting home with a lot of stuff in my own experience. I imagine for you too. And it was interesting, and not to get too serious, but go watch the show. But he's talking about I guess this dude was in prison for something, and he never really says what. And while he was locked up, and whatever prison this was super cool because they had this Buddhist dude come in and mentor the inmates.
Really?
Yeah, and he went down this rabbit hole of practicing Buddhism or whatever and Eastern philosophies. And then when he got out, while he was in there, he got really into some of the Eastern stuff, which is very similar, right? Or the Western stuff, which is more occult practices, esoteric shit like that. But at the end of his little comment about his time in prison, he was like, dude, it didn't even feel like I was in a cell. It felt like I was in like a control tower and I was able to pull strings from there. And like, I'm probably skipping over
perspective.
It was, yeah, but also like to be able to manifest what you want, when you want, how you want is really interesting. And I think he was saying something to the effect of like, at a certain point when you're doing that kind of shit, your like spirit wakes up to a certain communion that you have with your existence. And like, you can see God in everything. And as a result of that, every single thing that happens through your entire day means something. And you need to figure out what it means. Like nothing's random. There's like maybe your friends on the other side or God, whatever you believe is like trying to give you a symbol to tell you something, a piece of information that's important in your experience through something, right? Like a bird flies past you. It's not random. That bird was supposed to signal you, like everything has meaning. And it was interesting because I remember having a thought or a feeling like that at some point in my life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, life gets lifey and you kind of get away from like being conscious in every moment like that. But, you know, have you had similar experiences?
Yeah.
Like
the other day.
Because he was in prison, but we were, you know, we
last night, actually, I went into my bathroom to take a shit.
That's where the best work happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I look up on my ceiling right above where I'm going to do the business.
You're going to splatter the ceiling?
And
like
I see
Ray?
one of them earwigs.
Okay.
With the pinchers on the ass.
Yeah.
On the wall.
Okay.
And then I took a video of it. About, I don't know, 8 inches away from there, I seen a spider.
Okay.
And I was like, oh shit. And they were aimed at each other.
They're going to battle?
I thought they were going to battle. So I actually played devil's advocate. And I got my phone out and I took my razor blade and I like.
Did you even the playing field?
No.
Oh.
I killed them both at the end because they didn't fight. Because I was like, if the one, I was going to let the champion win.
It's Caesar over here.
Yeah, I was going to
the Roman Empire.
I was going to let the champion win, but live. But there was no champion, so I'm like, well, I'm not having two fucking. This dude's gonna crawl in my ear, and this dude's gonna bite me while I'm sleeping.
Is that why they're called an earwig?
I don't know. I think like something. They look like they could fit in your ear.
Okay.
But so I scooted him, the earwig, because I wasn't fucking with the spider.
Yeah.
And he started crawling over there, and the spider turned to him, and then started bitching up and walked away.
Wow.
And I thought to myself in that moment, I thought, wow, this has got to mean something.
Yeah, that they're not supposed to die.
Yeah.
And then you killed them.
No, it was very, I just thought something cool was going to happen. Because when I was little, I used to take a bunch of bugs. I'd go collect all the bugs. And like, I lived in Wildwood and I would just go collect all the spiders and slugs and daddy long legs and beetles and ants. Ants always fuck shit up the most because they don't give a fuck. And they just gang up and just fuck anything up. Yeah, spiders just run around the bucket in a circle. I don't know why they can climb on everything but buckets, but they could never climb up.
Really?
Bucket. Probably because I put sand in there and then it kind of created dust and they couldn't climb.
Oh,
the slugs did some damage. They never really got fucked up. I would
because they're slime.
I would dissect them sometimes.
Oh, you would dissect them?
Yeah, I'd pull their eyes off.
You are a bit of a serial killer vibe underneath of it all.
I would pull their eyes out.
Really?
Because when you poke them and they shoot their eye back in their head?
Slugs do that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Them leopard slugs.
I never played with slugs like that. I would pour salt on them as a kid. I would pour salt.
Do you remember my friend Renzo?
Yeah. Yeah. What did he do?
We're playing Jailbreak or Manhunt. Yeah. I think we were playing Manhunt in Wildwood, North Wildwood. And we probably had like 15 of us. Maybe even more.
Yeah.
Out there. I mean, you all play on one block. You had to stay on that block. You can go in the street, but you can't touch the other sidewalk.
Okay.
So me and him are hiding, right? And I see a fucking slug on the ground, a fat ass slug, right? And it's super dark, but you can see like the silhouettes of each other. So I picked this slug up and I'm looking at him and like he don't know like what I'm thinking or like we're not like staring at each other. Can't see. But he's like looking around to see who. And I acted like I sneezed.
And you threw the slug at him.
I threw the slug at his face.
Oh my God.
I was like, chill. Yo, this shit stopped in his fucking face. And he was so fucking mad. Yeah, he
did you get caught?
Me. Nah, I dipped.
No, I mean get caught for the game. Manhunt?
I mean, probably, but I was a roof kid. I was always on a roof.
On a roof, yeah.
Jumping roofs.
That's the best way to get away. Yeah.
But nah, he was pissed.
Wow, bro.
He just freezes at first. I don't know if he knew it was a slug or he thought it was like
actual. Oh, so yeah, that's why.
He just freezes. He's like, "What the fuck is that?" And I was like, "What?" He's like, "What is on my face?" I'm like, "Bro, I don't know what you're talking about." He's like, "Kev, get this the fuck off my face." I was like, "Nah." He started chasing me and I just
that's funny.
Ghosted him.
That's so funny. No,
I was fucked up like that. I've done that a couple times. I did that to this other kid one time.
Wait.
But with sand.
I watched you walk through stores and just take spit in your hand and fling it on shit. You're not even faking it with a slug at that point. You were just whipping spit in Walmart on the TVs. Like, what are you talking about? I've done that twice.
Bro, you've done it more than twice. Dude, I used to hit my brother with that shit from from upstairs.
From upstate.
Upstairs.
Yeah.
Were you with me when I got Frank Bro with it?
Yeah. Yes. Wait, Kev, do you remember Mark's car? With the dog shit?
No, the boogies.
The boogies too.
One boogie. I put boogies on his steering wheel with me and Brian were waiting in the car for him.
You loaded him up. He never knew.
He gets in the car. I filmed the whole thing. Well, I can send it.
Yeah. Oh, we'll put it in.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
So I put one boogie on the top of his steering wheel, one boogie on the bottom. And he gets in the car. He's like, "What do you guys fucking look? What do you get so funny?" or whatever. We're like, "Nothing, man. Come on, let's go." And fucking, and I'm filming him. And all you just see him like go to turn, he just spins it. One boogie, two boogies.
Why you videotaping me?
What's up?
Why fucking beat my... You guys fine?
It's just they're just gone off
just
the
buggies in his hand. Oh my God.
I definitely was a piece of shit.
I did some piece of shit.
Oh yeah, we all did. But like gross shit.
Yeah. I wasn't big on gross because I felt like I didn't want to do to someone something I did not want done to me.
I know. I'm like that now. And then. But
yeah.
There's some people that I'm really going to do it.
Yeah, you were violating. Remember the pissy shirt? Wait, so we had this joke with Frank about like, I don't know why he was pissy, Frank. Do you know why that became a thing? Like we would say he was pissy?
Because he had a shirt with like a stain on it.
It was like a very light stain.
And it looked like, we called it a piss stain.
So then we were in this beach volleyball tournament and we bought like a 12-pack of wife beaters. And
wife beater.
And we bought food coloring. We took yellow dye and the water and we mixed it up and we squirted every shirt with piss yellow stains all over it. And he was on the other team. So our whole team showed up with piss stained fucking wife beaters. And it was so funny. But I got a picture of that. Do we have a picture of that?
Yeah, we're all lined up.
Yeah, and maybe a couple pictures I might splice in because we did a little photo editing of Frank
shirts
with piss stained pants and stuff. Like we would edit Frank's head on the people who pissed themselves. So I could throw them in too. Shouts out Frank because we love him.
He actually hit me up. He saw this and he wanted to be on. So
no way.
He can't.
Oh, but he's going to be on now.
Yeah, we could get him. I feel bad.
We should get maybe permission to put him in here if we're going to put his pissy pictures.
No.
No.
Just blur his face out.
That's the fun part.
Well, I mean, I'll ask him, but we're going to do it anyway.
Because we like Frank and, you know. Not to get too far away from that bullet point, I want to mention something. Because what it was saying is finding meaning in things, right? Being in the moment, being in the present moment, finding meaning in it. And the reason I put that down is because I remember very specifically, I've always been very interested in dreams and shit. Like I did like a paper in high school, my senior paper, like the senior thesis on lucid dreams.
You always got a book on something.
I got a library
You've
books.
given me a couple books.
I like giving books away.
Mystery Teachings of...
Secret Teachings of All Ages by Manly Palmer Hall.
Yeah, and
my favorite author. He's right there.
Yeah, and then you gave me a book on astral projection.
Yeah.
The Silver Cord.
Well, you know, I like to spread things because here's the thing. You sprinkle these little seeds of knowledge and maybe you're not going to read it. Maybe it's going to sit on your shelf for 10 years.
Yeah. I still have them.
But in 11 years, you're going to pick that thing up, crack it open, and you're going to read it and then give it to someone else, you know?
Yeah.
But, so wait, go back real quick. Talking about being present in the moment and finding meaning in things. Everything means something, right? So I remember I woke up from this dream that I had. And I think I've told you about this before, but I was crying and I was really upset.
In real life?
In real life. I woke up and I was working on a boat at the time when I worked on the tugboats in New York. Which thank God I don't do that anymore. But I was working there and I'm glad for the experience because I got to work with my dad. But I was working on his boat. I woke up crying. It really had affected me. Like I felt those feelings for real for like some time after I woke up. And the dream was about my grandpa, who I never met, my dad's dad. And like in the dream, me, my brother, and my dad were like holding like one of those army stretchers. Like it's just sticks with like a piece of canvas that the body's on. And my grandpa, who I never met, its body was on it. We're loading it into the bed of my dad's truck at my childhood home, right?
With Highness and Linus? Oh,
no, the childhood home.
Yeah.
So my oldest brother in the dream trips and he stumbles. And as we're shoving the body into the bed of the truck, the part he's holding drops down because he tripped. But me and my dad kept hoisting in. And in the dream, the body like fell apart. Like half of it went in the bed of the truck. The rest of it was on the street.
God.
And the body was like waterlogged. Like imagine if you found so when it fell apart, right? It was swelled up with water. It fell apart. It was really gory and really violent, but I was really upset. So in the dream, I sat down on the curb and I started bawling. And I woke up still bawling. All those feelings carried over from the dream, right? And I remember thinking about this, like, why the fuck did a dream affect me like that? Like so profoundly, right? And I thought, let me boil it down to its exact nature. Let me get as specific as I can about why that bothered me so much. And I was like, in the simplest terms, my grandpa, who I never met, his remains weren't taken care of.
Desecrated.
So his remains weren't taken care of. That's the easiest sentence I could come up with. Right. So I went over to my dad and I'm like, yo, when's the last time you've been to his gravesite? He's like, it's been a while. I was like, I wonder if it's like grown over and like kind of not taken care of his remains, right? So he's like, oh, we should go when we get off the boat, right? So we get off the boat. We make it a point.
Did you tell him the dream?
Yeah. So we get off the boat, made it a point to go to the gravesite. Sure enough, there's like weeds and grown over, and we brought water and like cleaned it off. You know, my grandma and my grandpa cleaned it up real nice. And like we had this meaningful moment together about this dream so finding meaning in something like that to the point where we take physical action in a waking life that then has meaning that carries over. Like everything has meaning. You just got to like be looking for it.
Do you think that something is sending you something, or do you create meaning out of things?
I think everything has meaning. It's up to you to look for it.
But what I'm saying is, do you think it's predetermined that whether you figure it out or not, that meant a specific exact thing, or that you created meaning, you found meaning in it and like used that?
I think both things are existing at the same time all the time.
Like a bird flies by and it means something, right?
But it also means nothing.
Right. So do you think that it means Because if I'm with you, it means something to me and something different to you. Mm-hmm. So we find meaning in it. Like we put kind of like create meaning out of it.
I think, but I think it's more than I think existing.
I don't think something sent it.
I think I'm not saying it's coming from something, but here's the thing, Kev.
I'm not talking about the dream. That's different.
I don't think that came from some source, but it did. It came from inside of me. There's a divine spark, just like there is in you and in everything that exists. And it's all running at the same time. And it's all part of the same thing, just like cells in your skin. Right. But what I'm saying is I think existing here is a perfect experience. So everything that happens is meant to happen, was supposed to happen, and you're right where you're supposed to be at this exact moment all the time.
But to the individual, it wasn't given to you.
I don't think there's this clear separation between us.
For me, it's like I don't think I have a predetermined anything. I don't think I'm here to be this thing and it was decided before I was born. I think God gave me. Well,
we're speculating now.
Like I have a destiny.
We're speculating. So
I just don't think that. I do think that there's some sort of like mysterious energy. I don't know if it's quantum or metaphysical. I don't know what it is, but I don't think that there's a guy deciding.
You got to put that thing in your throat if you want them to hear you.
I don't think that there's a guy or a personality deciding.
No, I don't think that either.
My life.
I've never thought there was some bearded man in the sky personality thing. That doesn't really fly for me either. I just find so much hypocrisy in a lot of that. Like,
it's ridiculous.
Here's my thing. If God is perfect, if God's perfect, sees all, does all, everything perfection, like whatever you want to call it, pure love or all that's good, anything you want to call it. For it to be a divine being of a divine law in that sense, it can't have a personality, because what makes you up, your personality, is flaws and imperfections and opinions and biases that may not be. We're not a God for a reason, but I think we are gods in a way. I think God is more of an energetic highway that's good at all times, constantly trying to work in your life, and it's up to you to steer your car onto that highway and get in tune with it.
Right. But that's it's tough because I agree with that. Like you got to tap into it, right? And you could follow that, but I feel like that's also different for every person.
Yeah,
because of moral fiber, like what is right to me isn't right to you, or
right. It's subjective.
Like in America, you don't go chopping someone. If I would feel bad if someone stole from me and I had to chop their hand off, but in other parts of the world,
it's normal. Yeah.
It's you're an asshole if you don't he deserves to get his hand chopped off. Or her, or whoever.
You're
know what I mean?
Supposed to do that.
Like that's normal.
Right.
Everybody knows it. It doesn't make no one feel bad. Lesson learned. He's got one more. He's got one more shot, or he's got no hands.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't, like that's culture or whatever. But I feel like you're right. Like there is this constant stream of, I don't know, you want to call it energy or whatever, consciousness that you could tap into or whatever. I definitely believe in that, and I believe in so many mysterious things that have yet to been.
We don't understand,
right? 100%,
and a lot's been kept.
I just don't think that fucking God is sitting on his fucking throne.
Yeah, it's not.
Gives you free will.
Yeah,
but gives you rules that are impossible to follow, and but if you accept Jesus in your heart, you'll be good.
Yeah, it's kind of a bait and switch.
But what about the people that lived before Jesus, or the people that when Jesus was around or after Jesus never heard of him? What about the Native Americans before we got to fucking, or whoever got to America?
Listen, my mom,
fucking bullshit.
My mom,
fucking bullshit.
God bless my mom's heart.
And I
raised me Catholic. Listen. I was brought up Catholic, right? I went to CCD and all that shit. Now, here's the thing. When I was I guess I was 8 or 9, I found out about Santa.
You found out the truth about Santa?
Yeah. In that moment, I stopped believing in Jesus. I was like, he's fake too, then. Like, the fuck you talking about? And I never fucking went back on that. Like,
you know who's the one I thought was real the whole time?
Tooth Fairy.
Tooth Fairy.
That's the one that set it all off. The domino effect with me. I caught my mom putting money under my pillow. And I was like, so does this mean, like, what's up? The Tooth Fairy ain't real?
What do you mean you woke up?
I woke up. Proverbially, like metaphorically and literally, I woke up. And I was like, so what? The Tooth Fairy's not real? And my mom won't lie. If you ask her a direct question, she can't lie. So she was like,
she's the one human.
She's like, I'm sorry. Yeah. Like, and then I was like, so what about like the Easter Bunny? And she's like, and I was like, okay.
She hit you with everything.
So I went down the list after that. And I was like, okay.
That's great.
Yeah. No, it was nuts. But, real quick though. Switch gears. Actually, wait, before we do, how'd you find out about the big guy in red? I know it's traumatic for all of us.
I wanted a pair of rollerblades.
Mm. You wanted to be a fruit booter?
No.
Okay.
I don't even know if I wanted the rollerblades, but I went snooping around and I found a pair of rollerblades.
Okay.
And I never told my mom about it.
Still?
I mean, maybe I have now, but I went snooping around the closet, found a pair of rollerblades.
Wow.
And I was like,
wait and see who gives these motherfuckers to me.
Fourth or fifth grade, right? No, I already knew. I just knew instantly. I was like, oh God. And then I felt so bad because it was supposed to be a gift and I already know it's supposed to be a surprise. And I just felt bad for like, that I did that, like ashamed that I did that. Mm. And then I never did it again, but I knew. And then that was that. That's how I found out.
Yeah, but there's one thing.
I never even like asked, like I just knew, but I played along, you know what I mean?
I was going to say, if there's one thing I could have changed.
You can play the whole, well, can't Santa get you anything?
Yeah. So that's what I was going to say. If there's one thing I could go back and switch is I would have not let on to my mom that I figured out the big guy. I should have just let that one go. Like, oh, but the Easter Bunny and Tooth Fairy fake, but the big guy's real. I should have went with that because I could have got.
You would have tugged on more heartstrings.
Because Christmas noticeably changed after that. I was the youngest, so I was the last one to find out. And Christmas presents noticeably changed.
Right.
When they didn't have to keep Santa's lie alive.
Yeah.
Moving on a little bit. The dream thing and the lucid dream thing. Have you ever had a lucid dream?
Yeah.
Well, I want to know it. So you're going to have to tell me how you did it and what happened in it.
So I don't know if it's like pure lucid dream.
Because I got my own story to share with you after.
But I have a lot of dreams and I have a lot of dreams I remember. But this one dream I remember. See, I don't know how like lucid it was because I know I couldn't be gone to the thing that was happening to me.
Yeah.
But I could like consciously choose what I did in the dream. So there was this thing.
That sounds lucid to me.
And I played two people in the dream. It was weird. So there was this thing chasing me through the woods. And there was like three angles of it. There was me looking through my eyes in the dream. Then there was me looking through the thing's eyes. And then there was like a third person view of the shit happening. Like me running through the woods. Like it's me running through the woods with trees going past me. And then it's like in a clearing, you could see me running through the woods. Mm-hmm. And then there was this fucking, I don't know if it was a vampire or this monster chasing me. And when I would watch through his eyes, everything was red.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck? And I fucking come up to this, like, come out of the woods into this clearing and I'm hiding behind like a bunch of like logs, kind of like fallen trees that just were stacked up like a fucking, like a hill of trees kind of. And I'm sitting there looking through, like peeking through like two trees, like that were like, it's like a crack. And I'm like looking through like this. And this thing comes up to the tree line, like from the woods, and he gets to like the clearing, whatever it was. And he's just scanning like this. and then I look through his eyes, and
you see yourself.
I see. Well, I didn't see. I don't think I see myself, but I saw like the bushel of fucking tree like branches.
Yeah,
and like I can see him scanning, and then I think he just like keeps him moving, but like he's like coming towards me, and then I fucking like look back in the other view, and then I wake up. But like I remember like running and seeing the I was like, there's my hiding spot, like that's where I'm going.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? But I couldn't like say, all right, arms turn into fucking cannons and just start shooting this thing like that, like, or like fly.
So there's momentary lucidity in dreams, and then there's actually having like a full on lucid dream.
Right. I don't think I've ever been fully there.
So I have. So like around that time I wrote that report, I went deep into trying to figure that out. And I remember having one experience or two experiences that were really, really there. Like, so the one, I would do these things that they're like lucid dream induction techniques. And like one of them it's called a WILD, W-I-L-D, awake induced lucid dream. So what you would do is you'd like relax your body, not move a muscle, but keep
Before you say something, can I say something?
Yeah.
Just a quick thing. I feel like I have the most like closest to lucid dreaming when I'm like in and out of falling asleep.
So that's part of it.
Like I feel like I'm kind of like right on the edge of waking up or falling asleep. Like
So the wake induced one, which you're on to something with that, because the wake induced one is basically you're letting yourself get to what's called hypnagogic imagery. You know when you're like almost
run that back one more time.
Hypnagogic imagery.
Okay.
I'm going to use some other schooly words here later when we get into the next part, but I don't want to freak out the morons that watch this because some of them might not like these words being big. No, hypnagogic imagery is basically, everyone knows what it is. It's that stage right before you fall asleep when you start seeing little flashy lights and shit under your eyelids, right? You're seeing like little, like a light show almost. If you like, you're keeping your brain awake, but your body's starting to fall asleep. And basically what'll happen is if you don't move a muscle and you stay perfectly relaxed, your body will check with your brain. It'll be like, yo, are we awake still? Or are we going to sleep? And how it does that is it says, your face itches. You're uncomfortable. Roll over. Your leg's not in the right spot. Your knee, you know. And what you do is ignore it. When your face itches, you just be like, I'm gonna fool my body. I'm gonna let it think that brain went to sleep. So I'm not gonna itch that. I'm not gonna move over. I'm not gonna roll. And your body is like, all right, bet. We'll try you again in 2 minutes. So then 2 minutes, it tries it again. It's a lot less this time. You ignore it again. Your body's like, oh, we can go to sleep. So then what happens, it feels like when we get an x-ray and they lay that blanket on you.
Yeah.
It feels like that. You can feel like your whole body kind of start to go numb, like, or it feels like something's being laid on top of you. And you might get pins and needles in your arms, or I've even had things happen before I've went into the sleep stage where like, I felt like I was doing barrel rolls. Like my body was floating, like my arms were up here, but they weren't, like weird, like trippy shit like that. Right. So after that, you go into the hypnagogic imagery state. It's fun to say. Try it.
Hypnagogic imagery.
Yeah. Nailed it. And you go into that. And then from there, you start to think about what you want to think about, where you want to go. And your
brain's awake. You're conscious.
Yeah, but your body's asleep. And you can start.
And your eyes are closed.
You got to walk this tightrope, though, between actually falling asleep and being awake. You start to let your brain get closer. Tonight. Yeah, you let your brain get a little closer to the sleepy part, but keep it awake still.
Yeah.
Start to think about what you want to think about, like what experience you want to have, and let yourself tease it. Like give yourself a little tease, blue balls yourself up, like get close. Get close to falling asleep, but keep holding on to that thing you want to do. Like if you want to go skiing or snowboarding, think about the mountainside. What's it look like? And what'll happen is you'll see that imagery, them lights start to take you there visually. You'll start to be there. So that's one way to get into a lucid dream, right? And you'll just cross that bridge and be there and you'll be awake. Another way is to wake up inside the dream. And there's a bunch of ways, but the one that happened to me was inside the dream. And like, that's more easy to do people will do this like interrupted dream thing where they'll like, so you can track your REM stage of sleep is when you're dreaming. Usually it's like 4 hours in and you can like wake yourself up and then go right back to sleep and you jump right into it, but you're conscious because you just woke up.
Right.
And that's a way to do it. Now I didn't do that either. I had, there's like these, they're called reality checks. So during your normal day, you can just be like, in a dream, you can't control light levels. So you can just flick switches. And if the lights don't change, you're dreaming. You can't read text in dreams usually.
Really?
Yeah. It's like jumbled up letters and like weird shit. Digital clocks, you can't read them, right? So there's these things you can't do in a dream. You can't control light levels. So in the dream, I believe I hit a switch or something and it didn't change. And I was like, oh shit, I'm fucking dreaming because I put it into my self-conscious. Like,
right. You knew that.
Yeah. So I was like, holy shit, I'm fucking dreaming. So I went out. I was in my childhood home, which is like a weird theme in my dreams. So I came outside. I was at the corner.
You came outside? I
went outside. I moved my dream body outside. So I was outside and I thought to myself, this is exciting. I'm in a dream and I'm awake. What should I do? So I was like, all right, I'm going to jump over that house. And I did.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. So I jumped over this house and I jumped back and I was like, that's so fucking cool. I was like, what else?
Like a superhero.
So I started to get excited. I was like, all right, I'm going to turn into a fucking dinosaur. Don't ask me why. That was the idea I had.
Yeah.
So I started stomping my foot and I looked down and I saw my foot start to turn into like, it was more like a fucking Toy Story dinosaur leg, like, but as like Rex. This green fucking foot started to show up.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, and I got really excited and I woke up. Yeah. So that was the one that was like really like legit. Yeah. And then I've had other ones that were like not even that cool.
Yeah. I know you probably remember this. Remember when I first got clean and we were at Wawa and we were in your car. I don't even think I had a car at the time. And you go into Wawa and you come out and I had a panic attack while you were in Wawa. Or like I guess it's a panic attack where I was sitting in the car and I felt like doom or the end or death or like just, it's like a train of just devastation or doom. Doom is like the best way I could like describe it. Like on its way to you and you know it, but you don't know where it is. You can't see it. You can't hear it. It's just like, oh fuck, it's coming. It's getting closer.
Yeah, it's a panic attack. Yeah.
So I had a couple of them, but also what would happen to me, I would get sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
That's the fucking wildest shit in the world. That's happened to me probably 5 times in my lifetime. And most of them were, once it happened as an adult, I realized it had happened to me once as a kid where I was like falling asleep on my couch in my parents' living room. And I like couldn't move. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, why can't I move? So then as an adult, it happened to me. And the first time it happened to me, I wake up on that orange couch that was in like the Rio Grande house. Mm-hmm. That like
I remember.
Couch. I was on that couch and I was on my back and I wake up, but I can't move anything. I can't even like move my head to look, but I can move my eyes. Like I can like look at things. And I felt like I was choking on my spit because you panic. You feel this like energy or something and you panic. And I felt like not on my spit, on my tongue.
On your tongue. Yeah.
I was like, I'm losing my breath. I can't breathe. I'm dying. And then you fall back asleep and then you can come out of it. So I started to learn. It probably happened to me it happened to me another time.
That's such a crucial point to do astral projection from.
Dude,
you can get out of your body.
Probably fucking.
You can get out of your body.
I could have fucking.
Yeah, astral projection is completely different than lucid dreaming. Astral projection is real.
Yeah. So the third time, but the second time as an adult, it happened to me. I was laying up in my bedroom, the same house, and I had like my girlfriend at the time was laying with me, and she's like right next to me, but I'm like laying this way, facing that way. And I could feel her. I wake up and I feel her. And there's always like this, like, you feel like you're being watched or something. It's like weird as
your sleep paralysis demon.
and the incubus or the succubus or whatever it is. And I'm laying there, and I remember I was like, I'm gonna scream help. Like I was like trying to say help. I couldn't.
Yeah,
I couldn't.
Yeah.
And the third time it happened to me, I realized that like, okay, you're not dying. You're kind of familiar with this now. You're not dying. Just relax, fall back asleep, and you'll get out of it. So I like started to like gain a little bit of like
experience,
confidence, and control a little bit. But I couldn't. I never thought to like.
So listen,
do something.
Next time that happens, I want you.
It actually just happened to me recently.
No, next time it happens, don't try to fall back asleep.
Just rock with it.
No, what you're going to do is imagine a rope 2 feet in front of you. And you're going to imagine yourself grabbing the rope. And you're going to feel it in your hands. And you're going to feel what it feels like to pull your weight up with the rope.
Out of my body.
You're going to pull yourself out of your body. And you can go travel around while your body sleeps.
That's sick.
Yeah, that's for real.
I've tried to remote view.
I've done it before.
Or like remote viewing?
That's different than astral projection.
Oh, okay.
Remote viewing is just like dropping in and looking at something. Right. I'm talking about taking your astral body out of your body.
The Conjuring?
That is a perverted version of something that's wholesome.
Okay.
So don't fucking worry about that.
There's not going to be a bunch of demons.
No, and they can't kill you while you're out there. No. You might encounter some low frequency.
Cut the silver cord. Can it be severed?
Dude, maybe, but no.
Okay.
No. Here's the thing. If you're...
Like, what would happen if that did? Like, my body, I would just be in a coma?
No.
Yeah, no. I would wake the fuck up.
You wake up. It's not going to happen. But what I'm trying to say is there are low frequency, low level things out there. Probably.
I'm going to do this shit tonight.
But you're
going to purposely try to get sleep paralysis.
Yeah. Pull up. Say what's up. Come find me. Because I believe.
Will.
Yeah, I believe you can. So, but here's the thing, right? So the reason I was saying,
imagine flying.
Yeah, because that's you can.
I know, but like
anybody who's curious about this entire topic, go read Robert Monroe, Ultimate Journey, Journeys Out of the Body. He's got a 3-book series that I read when I was like 19 and I couldn't put it down. He does some really interesting shit while he's outside of his body. And he had it happen to him accidentally because he was like a radio technician and he created binaural beats, which you can find them on YouTube.
On YouTube,
he created that. He had this machine where his wife had cancer or something. I forget what it was, but he was trying to do something with frequencies and he started playing one in this ear and one in this ear, and the inside your brain would make the third one up. So there was 3 frequencies happening. He would do a stereo. And as a result of what he was doing, his experiments, it would like jolt him out of his body.
Wow.
Yeah, so there's something to be said for that shit.
I bet Tesla could do that.
I did have an out-of-body experience one time. I was trying to do it. I was doing the rope pulling technique like we talked about. And I had given up. I was like, I can't get the fuck out of here. And I was like, all right, I'm going to go pee real quick. And I rolled out of the bed. And I got around to the foot of the bed and I looked up and there was my body laying there. And I felt the cat on my forehead. And I saw the cat walking across the top of my head. And I went like this with my hand. And I was back in my body. It was like I tried to like brush it off my head. But it was short-lived, but I definitely was outside of my body looking at my body.
That's wild.
It was insane.
That's wild.
It ain't no fucking dream either. I know the difference between what a dream feels like and that. That felt like right now is very different.
Can you like walk through walls, you think, and shit?
I'm sure once I think you float right through them if you want.
Could you do it every day?
You could do it all the time.
Do it whenever you want it?
Yeah, he would do it every night. He had in his book, he outlines his entire process of how he does it.
So I had read something about Nikola Tesla.
He definitely was doing it, bro. He was running experiments in his brain.
That's what he would do. He would, in his mind, he would go into like, he had a workshop. He would do
inventions, in his brain.
He would build shit in his mind and he'd have a workshop with his tools and everything.
That's for real. That's for real.
He would go and he would like test shit out.
Yeah.
Through that and then create it in real life.
Yo, you know what's so crazy?
What?
Last week's bullet points, we didn't get to this. Lucid dreaming I had written down.
Oh shit, really?
And here we are talking about it. And I didn't know that when I wrote this.
I'm going to fuck with that.
That's pretty cool. Well, This is a silly little next one. I wrote wet dreams with a smiley face. So I never had them until I went to rehab and they put me on something called trazodone. It was a sleep aid. And I didn't know this, but I heard dudes in the rehab being like trazobone, and I didn't know what it meant. And they put me on it, and I would take it because I thought, whatever, I'll just follow the direction. I'd wake up with a load in my pants every fucking morning. And I wouldn't remember the dream. So I wouldn't remember the dream. And I was like, what a fucking waste.
Right.
Like, what a waste. But I always wondered about that kid who had one when he was like in sixth grade or some shit.
I forget. But I remember rolling up my sheets and putting them in the fucking...
Were you ashamed? Like, disgusted?
I don't know. Like, I just hid it. Like, I didn't tell nobody. Like my parents.
Yeah, of course not. You're not confused about
it. Hey, Mom. Because whether I came in the bed or pissed in the bed,
it was
I don't want her to know either of those things.
Hey, Mom, my pee-pee touches.
No.
My pee-pee's old enough.
That's insane.
Oh, shit. That's funny, bro. Yeah.
You ever get caught jerking off?
No, but when I was a kid, bro, you did?
Yeah.
Wait, what happened?
I was jacking off in the bathroom.
In the bathroom?
In the bathroom.
In the bedroom.
With lotion.
Was you making that noise? That macaroni and cheese?
No, because I always run the shower.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And my sister walked in.
Oh my God.
Not walked in, but tried to like, because I was like at the sink.
Yeah, where were you at?
I was like at the sink,
okay.
like over the sink kind of.
Yeah, yeah.
And the door's like right here, like the sink's up against the wall.
Mm-hmm. And
I don't think she didn't see anything, but in my eyes, yeah, I'm outed. You know what I mean? You got me.
She knows. She knew.
Yo, she got the door like this, and I could see it in the mirror. I fucking smacked that door so hard.
Bro, that's so funny.
I don't think she never, I don't even know if she remembers, or I'm sure it wasn't as crazy of an experience for her, especially if she didn't see anything. She's like, what the fuck are you doing standing naked at the fucking
That's
sink?
So crazy.
I don't even think that's the only time. I remember one time.
Yeah, go ahead.
Nah, I can't.
Yeah, you can. Now you have to.
This is kind of like a Chronicles of Ray.
Okay. This is good. I do a Ray story.
I remember one time I was jacking off in my living room.
Out in the open.
My parents, nobody, no, it wasn't my parents. It was, I just lived with my mom and my brother at the time.
Yeah.
And
yeah, go ahead, but no, we need all that.
All right, so whatever.
It's for the pod.
Finish up.
Okay.
Laying down.
Yeah. You're enjoying the fruits of your labor? Just laying there. Okay.
Laying down on that same couch. I fucking sleep paralysis.
No cleanup yet.
No cleanup yet.
Okay.
Just laying there.
Post nut.
Still got my shit in my hand.
Okay.
Fall asleep.
Oh no.
Yo, fall asleep.
You fell asleep with your dick
with my dick in my hand, dick out, everything. And fucking my brother and my mom, I guess, came home in the morning.
Oh my God.
And you remember my house? You walk in the door,
yeah,
and there's like a hallway, but there's the stairs up straight ahead of you, and there's the kitchen this way, or
and the living room
this
here.
way, the kitchen this way. And they walked in, and going upstairs, they looked over, and fucking my brother said I had a kung fu grip all night. All night.
Bro,
I had my fucking my shit gripped up. And he's young, probably like 12 at the time.
Bro,
maybe not even 12, maybe 10.
Yeah.
And fucking I was like, let's eat down. I was like, get upstairs. I think she came down, like, put a blanket on it.
That's so
like a dead body.
No way. Oh my God, that's so funny, bro. Is that before you got clean or after?
I was probably fucking
you took a nod.
Nodded the fuck out.
That's so funny, bro.
It was definitely before I got clean.
That is a riot, man. That is so funny.
Was fucking ridiculous.
That's so crazy. I never, I was always like,
my shit was purple.
You had that big old purple cum shooting fuck stick out, huh?
One eye, one horn, flying purple people.
Wait, this is a thing I've been doing in the shop where I've been, it's funny. So the guy I tattooed yesterday, he listens to the show. Like him, and he said he like.
You don't got any embarrassing moments like that?
Hold on. I don't think, not like that. No.
Nothing?
No, nothing. Not like that, Kev. I was psycho about not getting exposed in that sense.
I know.
Like, you're
like a black ops guy.
Yeah, no, I really would have been a really good special whatever.
Special forces.
Yeah, that kind of thing. But a strategic mindset, let's say. So what was I about to say before you did that?
You're in the shop.
Oh, I was in the shop. Okay, yesterday I'm tattooing this guy, right? His name's James. Shouts out James. Tattooing him, and he's like, yeah, me and my girl just put it on. We were driving and we put it on. We ended up running through like all the episodes. And he reminded me, he's like, dude, you guys are funny. Like, you guys say the craziest shit. He's like, but remember when I was here getting tattooed the last time, what you were saying? And I was like, no, what? He's like, you kept on talking about your cum squirting fuck stick. And I was like, oh yeah, my cum squirting fuck stick.
Squirt.
Yeah, it's just fun that like the more you, and the reason I was saying it the last time he was there is because I was like, what's the most vulgar way you could describe your dick? Like, I was like, my big bloody fucking cum squirting fuck, like, and you just
yogurt
said,
slinger.
Yeah, like what? And I would like to see what you could come up with. Take it home with you. In the next episode.
I'm home already.
Yeah, take it. Well, I'm saying like,
I know.
Take it to the bank.
I'm gonna have to
let it grow some interest.
Yeah,
Yeah. But it was so funny. He was telling me about that. Like, yeah, it's actually addicting to say.
Sometimes, because we have really such a past where like we've created words.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Phrases and sayings.
Put the friddle on the sorted.
Yeah. Just fucking. Like just everything, it's like contagious to people. I feel like, and they pick it up and start saying it and stuff.
We do that a lot. Yeah,
there's so much shit I forget, and I'm on some new shit.
People will say stuff to me.
Yeah,
that like they don't
say that.
So it's funny, like people that
like Hoskini and just it was like a million fucking different things we used to just make up and say.
I'll get somebody. You and I have started inside jokes with each other.
Yeah.
And then we just go about our days and use them, and other people pick up on it. Right? I've started things with you, moved on to the next thing.
Two different things.
And then I've encountered people years later who picked it up from you, not me. And then they use it to me like I don't know it. I'm like, where the fuck did you get that? Like I started put friddle on assorted. That was me.
Oh yeah.
And then people will say that to me because they heard you say, because it was our thing.
Yeah.
And the same goes with like, the Hoskeen. Yeah. There was a bunch of them, but like
there's so many I forget. Like something with the flat on the flat or something.
Oh yeah. Run flats.
Yeah, run flats.
It started with run flats. Yeah.
So many fucking things.
If
anybody remembers any of them,
send them in. Yeah,
comment or send them or something. Text me.
And also throw in the comments if you're watching this on YouTube, how you describe your dick or your lack of dick. As vulgar as possible. You might have a slug squirting fucking like if you're a girl, boy, a she, him, a them, they, anything that you are. Let's talk nasty.
Get dirty.
Put it in there. Crusted over coochie cutter, something crazy.
Oh my god!
Ew, it's like Mark's eye in between someone's legs,
like a pink eye.
Yeah.
Mark's got a constant pink eye, just in the one eye. It's just always, he wakes up.
But it's brown.
He wakes up, he has got to get a warm rag to fucking
fuck a cup of coffee.
Coal out of his eye.
Fuck a coffee.
And his last name is that.
Remember he had a French crawler?
French
crawler eye.
Mark Crawler.
I have one last final bullet point here, Kev.
Okay.
And it was a continuation of the dream thing. But I have a working theory that I'm going to explain, and then I want to hear what yours is.
Okay.
So my thoughts have always been, ever since I experienced that little bit of a lucid dream that I had, my thoughts have always been that I'm going to get the whole thought out and then like, when you die, I think you go into the dream world. I think that is the afterlife. And I think there's planes of existence that exist there that you can explore or whatever and go through different dimensions. But I think, and this is just my idea, I could be wrong, but I think that whatever you believe before you die becomes your reality, just like a lucid dream, because whatever you think about becomes what you experience. And I think that like people that die devout Catholics, if they feel good about their life, they get the heaven they imagined, and they got to rock through that purgatory that they imagined they would. And if they think that if they're guilty and they believe in that shit and they die, I believe they go into some form of hell that they've conjured up in their own brain.
And they can't leave.
Maybe at some point they wake up, but and become lucid. But like, I think whatever you believed is what you're going to go into when you go to the next stage. And I think knowing that, I'm going to go in knowing that once I get to that realm, you just do whatever you want. It's your oyster. You can come back here and look in on people and fuck with them and like knock a sign off the wall or something if you want and be like, that's me, bitch.
Yeah.
You could be that sign that we were talking about earlier. Or you can go and check out the fucking light beings in the fucking DMT world. You know what I mean? What are your thoughts on this?
So I've thought about that for sure. And I've thought similar things as that. The one thing that I don't like about that is I want my family when I'm going.
Then you'll have them.
I know, but is it really them or is it my imagination of them?
Oh, I think that spirits can
communicate.
I think that once you're there with other spirits. I'm not saying it's all in your head.
No, I know.
I'm saying that, like, imagine having a joint dream.
And my grandfather's a fucking Catholic and he's in heaven.
Go help him. You can go visit him there. You go to his dream. Imagine multiplayer, Kev. No, it's a multiplayer dream.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm going to go check out Grandpop over in his heaven. You pop in, whatever.
Yeah, but it's like maybe he's not there right now.
Where is he?
Like, that's what I'm wondering. Like,
I think it's not.
Do you think you look the same?
I think it's just everything's understood already when you get there.
Right.
I don't think it's like.
See, there's that. And maybe like, it's like an avatar.
If I think of you in that world and wherever you are, I'm there now. It's not like a roadmap.
That could be happening right now.
It is. I think when you go to sleep, you're in the fucking afterlife, checking it out.
Like, that's the real world. Dude,
I've had so many dreams and then years later had deja vu because I'm experiencing a dream I had when I was fucking 15. Like, I've had precognitive dreams and I don't think time exists. I think you're just checking out another moment.
I'm going to explain to you, and I think I told you this before because one of them has to do with you. I've had 3 dreams that blew my mind. Okay. So I had a dream, and they all have to do with death.
Okay.
I had a dream. I'm not going to say the one person's name because I don't want to upset nobody.
Yeah.
Because they really died.
Okay.
But I had a dream. I got into like, I don't hang out with this person. I know him. I know his name. If he sees me, if I had seen him or we seen each other, we would probably say hi. You know what I mean? We have the same, we hang out with the same, we're same friend group or whatever at the time. So I have a dream. In the dream, I get into like a fight with him. Or something happens. He falls, hits his head, and passes away in the dream.
Damn.
I wake up the next day. He died.
That's wild.
Then, I think I told you this one. I had a dream that, remember Angry Brian?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. That's not me, by the way. That's a guy who's
so
nicknameless.
In my dream, Brian dies. Brian.
Yeah.
Brian dies, and I was like, oh, fuck. I was like, I hope it. Like, I think I called you, and I could just or text you or something just to make sure it wasn't you. And Angry Brian overdosed that night and
no way
and passed away.
That's
or
wild.
I don't know exactly that's how he died, but he had passed away that night. Then, another dream I had. My old boss Vic, remember Vic?
Yeah.
Yeah, we all remember Vic.
Yeah,
great fucking guy. Do anything for you. So in his house, he had this like big fish tank that he had a bunch of African cichlids. And one was bigger than the rest because it was like the oldest one, whatever, the toughest one. So I had this dream that everything, I was kind of like in like a lunchroom, like kind of like a hospital lunchroom where there's like, it's like you go up and there's like a rail system you can put your tray on and move it down the thing and pick this, pick that, whatever. But the whole room's all white tiles with black tiles, little small ones in between, like, you know, like a little like decoration kind of thing. And on every black tile, there was a black beetle that like I had to like look over and be like, what is that? And you have to like squint to see it, but then like you'd see it like a black beetle on it. So I'm like, what the fuck? So then I like somehow I look over and there's Vic's fish tank and his prize African cichlid is all twisted the fuck up dead. Right?
Yeah.
So then I go into work the next day and I look at the fish tank. I'm like, yo, where's your fucking the one? It was like white and black, like striped kind of. I guess maybe that's why the room was white and black. I don't know. It looked like a zebra kind of. And he's like, he died this morning. I went in there. He was floating on the top of the tank.
Shit.
I'm like, what the fuck? So I never want to have a dream about someone fucking dying ever again.
Yeah, because I mean, not that you're making them die, but
no, but who knows when they die? Maybe it gets.
Kev,
I don't know.
I think when you're sleeping, you're tapped in
to something. I don't know,
with like base reality. You know,
I remember I thought that was you. I was like, oh my god, he didn't. No way. So I hit you up, and then you were alive, and then we go to like a meeting or something and find out.
Yeah. Wow.
I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah, you know what? Anyone that watches this, we want to know if you've had precognitive moments, psychic things that have happened where you've known something before it happened, if you thought about somebody before they called. I want to know other people's experiences. I know it's common. I know people have it. And I think that's because we're all tuned in a little bit. And it's a matter of us using the gym, right? You go to the gym, you build your muscles, and you can lift heavier weight. I think if we practice paying attention more to our intuition, we can use it more and tap more in. So, you know, I think that's a good stopping point.
Yeah.
Subscribe. We need 1,000 of them.
Subscribe.
If you got more than
turn your notifications on. Right? Ring the bell or
yeah, no. If you got more than one account, subscribe on all of them.
Yeah.
Because like you could make a bunch of accounts even and subscribe on them if you love us. We want that. We need it. And we get some ad money and make the show a little better.
Mm-hmm. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah. That's it. I love ending all abrupt like that.
It's so weird ending, right?
Yeah, but I like being all abrupt.
Getting dicks, right? Getting dicks, right?
Every dick on the block is mine. Every dick on the block is mine. Every dick block. Every dick block. The block 6, right? The block 6, right?